when you transfer and fill your prescription. It's just what the doctor ordered. Only at Albertsons Market. Some restrictions apply. See store for details.
The National Education Association of New Mexico, a union of teachers and school staff, believes every child deserves to learn at a school that inspires their imagination, cultivates their curiosity, and ensures a fulfilling life. Public schools should provide all our students with small class sizes and one-on-one attention. NEA New Mexico asks you to join us so together we can end the teacher and staff shortage and invest in our public education system once and for all. Sponsored by NEA New Mexico.
This is Niels.
And I'm Dave Koz. And this weekend, the Dave Koz Radio Show welcomes the great German guitarist Niels to the studio. He's got a lot of cool things going on in his life, so be sure to tune in and listen. Remember to visit davekoz.com and be here this weekend for Niels and more on the Dave Koz Radio Show.
Ease into your Sunday mornings, each and every Sunday morning, 6 to 8, the Dave Koz Radio Show, only on
94.1. Has come through, and you're right. So many of the games that Jal has played this season, they've won it at halftime.
Yeah,
they have won it by run rule. Game clock starts running in the second quarter, and then by half they were done. But that doesn't. Those are short games. They don't teach you a lot.
Right.
A lot of times. So you do need to face a little adversity and be able to fight and come through. They did that last week. They started off a little slow, little sluggish against Eunice, and Eunice, was able to score on them first in that game. But by middle of the second quarter, Jal started playing the game that they're comfortable with all year. They really tried some different things. They thought that Eunice knew them so well. Eunice would be anticipating, so Jal kind of zigged and zagged a little bit, kind of tried a different game plan. They just didn't look really comfortable. They're a good team, and they can try anything, and they're well coached, and they were out there. Season, they really started pulling away from Eunice and ended up beating them by quite a big score. This is 53-16 in that last game.
That says something when you can beat a Eunice Cardinal football team by that much. And what strikes me about the big picture here, and by the way, Jal is on the field. They just came running out, and then they're road whites tonight. And yellow and blue numbers, they got their yellow hats on. And there's a stark contrast to Texico's dark green and white. And then you look at what makes up these teams. You've got farmland here, ranching land, big, strong kids who are not afraid to get up early and stay up late and work hard. And then you have the oil field muscle coming from southeast New Mexico and the Permian Basin. It's a pretty good clash of some good athletes tonight.
Yeah, and Jal has, one of the things that they've had the advantage over their opponents all season has been size. They've got some pretty good size on their line, both offensively, defensively, and a lot of two-way players, of course. But they have been able, Eunice challenged them a bit in that area with quite a bit of size of their own. But you're right, Texico, again, you get some of the farm boys, and they're very accustomed to playing a physical game. We're about to take a break for the national anthem, so we will be back with more Jal Texico football from the 2A state championship in Texico.
Lasco Construction is a proud partner in education in Lee County. Lasco Construction is your hometown construction company. Lasco Construction encourages you and business owners to support Tatum, Jal, Lovington, Eunice, and Hobbs businesses. Buy as much as you can locally, which is why Lasco Construction always supports the youth of Lee County. Lasco Construction supports you. Call 393-9161 for all your construction needs. Support your community.
Delaware Water Company is a proud supporter of JAL Athletics. Delaware Water Company helps keep our drinking water clean and available by supplying water recycling services for our produced oil-filled water. Delaware Water Company loves being a part of the youth of the community. Their Panthers are hardworking students, and with hard work and dedication, they can accomplish anything. Delaware Water Company encourages you to come out to the games or view it on YouTube or HobbsAmerica.com. Delaware Water Company is a proud supporter of Lee County athletics and academics.
In a small town like Jal, New Mexico, it's great to know that families, businesses, co-workers, and kids all take pride in their school and community, just like they do at Fulco Trucking. Owners Rowdy and Bridget are proud of their Jal Panthers, and they wish them great success today and in all future adventures. Fulco Trucking, your source for water hauling and steam washing. Call 575-395-3178. Fulco Trucking, a proud supporter of all Lee County athletics. The Jal Clinic and Dental Clinic wish the Jal Panthers the best of luck as they take on new challenges. Everyone at the Jal Clinic and Jal Dental Clinic will be cheering you on. Jal Clinic professionals are honored to serve the Jal community and all their healthcare needs. The Jal Clinic has lab and x-ray capabilities and now has a dental clinic, a clinic you can rely on. For an appointment, call 395-3400. That's 395-3400. Jal Clinic, 805 West Kansas, another proud supporter of Lee County Athletics. Welcome back to Texico. It's Jal Texico 2A State Championship football from Texico. We just had the national anthem, and we will be ready to get this game underway in just a few minutes. Just still a couple minutes left on the pregame clock. And, you know, as you might guess, this is a case of Jal actually being ranked number one, higher seeded team. But the last time these two teams met in a playoff game, it was in Jal. So Jal, as they say, owed Texico. And so we're here. And it's about 25 degrees. It's 25 degrees outside and a wind about 7 to maybe 15 miles an hour, gusting up at times from the northeast. So it could be worse, Alan Scott. We're a little bit frosty. We may be frozen by the end of the game, but we're doing okay here.
If our teeth start chattering, you'll know why. But I would tell you, that puts the wind chill at right about 12.
Okay.
You know, somewhere in that neighborhood.
It's enough that when you talk, you see your breath. Anybody who's exhaling or talking, you can see your breath there. And my glasses fogged up just a little bit. I tried to clean them off. They had iced up. They were starting to ice up. So
I'm looking at that bucket truck over there. They have a big, giant American flag on the 50-yard line. There's a two-man bucket up there, and I can't tell if there's anybody who's crazy enough to be up there.
I don't think anybody would be, but who knows. And that flag is not moving too much, but it is a pretty good scene as a good crowd came up from Jal. They do have some visitor stands, and they're just about full of blue across the way from us. We are actually seated outside of the media booth, and you are not seeing a video. This is a state championship game. We do not own the video rights to this game, but audio you are hearing. You are on your screen. You have a nice explanation of exactly why you don't see that video, but the score bug is there and the audio is there, and you can we're broadcasting not only on the radio on Kicks 103 FM, but also through the link at hobbsamerica.com. On the front page, just click your Jal tab. So having said that, we want to say a very big thank you to our sponsors allowing us to be here bringing this game: Lasco Construction, Delaware Water, Fulco Trucking, Jal Clinic, City of Jal, Lavelle Insurance, Nanda's Cafe, Panther Energy Quality Transport, Panther Drive-In, the Woolworth Library, Jal Schools, Mike Guerin State Farm Insurance, and IPS. Great sponsors with super support of our Jal Panthers all season long. And it has been a stellar season. Jal was so disappointed. They had a great season last year. And Alan, they made it into that championship game and played Eunice for that championship last year.
I called that one.
And of course, Jal came up short. So this has been kind of they've been trying to avenge that loss, I think, all season.
Yeah.
And have been the team to beat in 2A. But there's a reason why you play the game is, you know, you look at the teams, you look at the games, you look at the season and the stats, everything on paper. But it's a different story when you step out on the field.
Absolutely, because, I mean, that's why you suit up and play the ball. Go either way tonight. And Texico has a full home side of the stadium here. We're surrounded by folks dressed in green. And we look over the other side, and Jal travels pretty well.
Yeah.
And when they make it to a state championship game, and they're no strangers to that, TJ Miracle and I went almost to Colorado to do them in Escalante one year.
Yeah.
And so it's not unfamiliar territory,
Sure.
although Eunice has won state championships more recently. We're getting set for a great ball game. We're going to have a good time doing this one. We hope you enjoy it where you are, and it's kind of special to have it on Kicks 103 tonight.
It is.
That's
it's nice
cool too.
Nice to be on the radio. It has been streamed all season long, and nothing wrong with that at all. But here we are. So it's going to be Texico kicking off to Jal. Jal is receiving, and it's going to be a little onside squib kick. It's going to be picked up by the up man, and it looks like it's number 12. I think that's Norbert Cervantes for Jal. He's going to get some good forward yardage on that. He gets stopped, though, right about, I think they'll spot it at about the 53-yard line. Maybe 52, we'll see. But Jal will start their first offensive drive of the game with decent field position against Texico.
You know, I'm going to have to kind of question that, although it's good for Jal. They probably thought they'd catch him off guard, maybe get a recovery or something. You've set them up with great field position here.
Sure. I think I probably would have tried to just go ahead and kick it away and pin him back a little deep and try to make him go 4 and out. But Jal will have it, and that is Alexander carry on with a quarterback keeper, a designed quarterback keeper, and he gets forward yardage. He is going to pick up the first down. And so the first down for Jal is Alexander Carrion. Alexavier has been such a force. He's a big guy. He's talented. He plays offense. He plays defense. And he really has been a force to be reckoned with for Jal. And from the shotgun, he takes it, thinks about handing it off, keeps it. Not going to get as much progress this time. Again, I think he got maybe about 4 or 5 yards on that. We'll see. So second and 7. Yeah, going to give him 3 on that short yardage. So
they're at around the 30
line. Hold on, I'm going to go ahead
line.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and get our score bug going here. 20. So second and 3. And Carrion, sorry, there's a little traffic in front of us as people are on the Texico side are still coming into the stands here and getting set up. So on that carry, Jal was able to get a few more yards. Looks like it's going to be third and a short 2 or a long 1. So officially 3rd and 2. I think the announcer said 3rd and 1. So let's see. Jal really needs to keep it going. So far, it's been all on the ground. I think. And now they snap it directly, not to Carrion, but they snapped it to the back, and I believe that was Jacob Lujan. And Lujan went forward just a few yards. I think he got. Looks like he. First down. They're going to definitely give it to him. So a good call. They do that sometimes. Go ahead and snap it directly to the back there with Alexander Carrion. So looks like he's got twins to the right. Lujan back with him. Alexander just going to keep it. Again, it looked like a design quarterback keeper, and he's going to move forward to the left, pick up a couple of yards on that. So it'll be 2nd and 6. So the ground game going pretty well for Jal tonight so far. You know, with the cold, the extreme cold like this really favors the running game because it's just so difficult to keep the hands warm to both throw and to receive and hang on to the ball. So from the shotgun again, Carrion just keeps the ball moving forward. I guess
he's almost like a man among boys out there.
He does. He's a big guy. Standing on the sidelines last week for the Jal Eunice game, I was just amazed, at his size. But for a big guy, for a tall big guy, he moves really well. But he's very hard to stop, very hard to bring down. So 3rd and 1. Jal just rolling, keeping the chains moving. Carrion again gets the snap and moves forward. He's easily going to get that first down. So I believe we'll have another first down and just keep the chains moving. 2nd and 5. There we go. 2nd and 5.
They're at the 9 now, I think.
It's all right. So 2nd and goal from the 9. in the red zone, knocking on the door. Jal would love to go ahead and just punch this in and get on the board early. That's what Jal wants to do. I think they give it to Lujan, the back, and he's going to get stopped. The ball's out, but I think Jal recovered. Let's see who fell in that. Lujan got stopped with a little shoestring tackle, and when he fell to the ground, the ball jostled loose, but it was recovered. I didn't see that young man's number, the one who went in and got that, but Lujan had the ball. But so a 3rd and short 2 as Jal Carillon waiting for the play to come in, and that was number 10 coming out, Rubio, giving him the play. So he's going to take the team up to the line and get set. And again, twins to the right, got Lujan in the backfield with him, and it's the design quarterback keeper. He's got it. He slogged through. It's going to be very close. I don't know if it'll all depend on where they spot the ball. It looks close. Again, Carillon barreling through. A lot of the line, the Jal's
now you got a
line
1st and goal.
Yeah, now we go. So he got the 1st down, 1st and goal from there, spotting it at the 6 or the
4.
The 4. So 1st and goal from the 4. Again, the play is off, and yep, they broke the play. Let's see, Carillon carried it in himself. So 1st touchdown for Jal. They're on the board, 6-0. And on a quarterback keeper, and most of the plays on that offensive drive, Alan, were quarterback keepers. Carillon just taking the ball and
Mayor Matt White and the employees of the city of Jal are proud of their Jal Panthers. They know with determination and hard work, anything is possible. Way to go, Jal Panthers. For information on the city of Jal, call 395-3340. That's 395-3340. The city of Jal, 309 South Main Street. The city of Jal is a proud supporter of all Lee County athletics and academics. Way to go, Jal Panthers. As Lee County's largest independent insurance agency, Lavelle Insurance works with a large number of insurance companies. They'll do your comparison shopping for you, guaranteeing you the very best price on the very best coverage for life, health, auto, retirement planning, commercial or personal insurance. Lavelle Insurance offers innovative solutions to protect your assets, goals, and future plans.
To Jal Texico football. It's your Class 2A state championship game, and with the 1st touchdown on the quarterback keeper, that 1st offensive drive was almost all Alexavier Carillon, quarterback. He had about 50 yards in rushing in that possession as Jal was able to get on the board, and the point after good. So 7-0 Jal kicking off to Texico now, and a big end-over-ender. Texico will field it, and there's a man loose. He's running, and we'll see if Jal can manage to bring him down. He gets a lot of yardage. That's looks like number 8, I believe, Alex Fuentes. So Alex Fuentes with a big return for Texico, and it's going to put them, I think they're going to spot that right on the 50-yard line, Alan.
That's about a 45-yard kickoff return from the spot where
Not bad.
And we are just about halfway through this 1st quarter with as much running as they're doing in this game.
It's eating clock.
It does eat the clock.
It does, because, of course, it's staying inbound. I think my pen has actually frozen. So Texico will... Terrier's going to be met and tumbled back. Thank you very much. Met and tumbled back for could be a loss there. Sorry, hands are very cold here. There we go.
Cade Fig is the quarterback, number 6.
All right, so Cade Fig from the shotgun. 2 men in motion. Trips to the left. He's going to toss it out to his back. That is Fuentes again on the carrier. Same carrier who had a good run back on that kickoff. And he will get forward momentum. Let's see. It's going to be 3rd down, 5 yards to go. 3rd and 5 now, as Jal's defense is really tasked off Texico, hoping that Texico doesn't make such, quick work down the field to even things up. That's what they want to do. And the handoff, they fake it, and it's end up keeping that ball. I believe it was a quarterback who faked it and hit hard.
Big number 64 for Jal.
And I would not want that very large man to pin me down like that.
He came out and gave a pose after the big tackle. You could hear the Jal fans erupt on that stop.
Sure. It was a good stop because he made it's down at the 45-yard line right now, and 3rd and 4 here. We are in the first quarter, 5:15. Clock is ticking, fast-moving first quarter. We have yet to see a pass, not surprising.
This 4th down, they're going to probably kick the...
4th and 5. All right, 4th and 5. Yes, they do. They punt it, and it's going to take a big Texico bounce down near the goal. It'll stay inbound, so that Panthers will have it on their 25-yard line.
That was kind of a different way to do it. They made you think they were going to go for it on 4th down there.
I thought so.
And then they shifted formation.
And they did, and then kicked it away. So it was kind of a tricky move, but Jal was ready for it. But then it got good.
Then you don't have anybody back to return.
Right.
That's your advantage of doing that as well.
So back to so Texico is out. Good work by Jal's defense to keep them from keeping the momentum going.
Yeah, this is huge for Texico's defense too, John, because you go down 2 scores here in this championship game. Do or die. Yeah. May be a long road back.
Jal's got it again, and Alex Xavier Carrion with the quarterback keeper. And even, this is the thing, even when the other team knows that Carrion may very well keep the ball, he's still really hard to stop, hard to bring down.
Absolutely.
And he's able to often just go ahead and get at least 3 or 4 yards out of the carry.
Reminds me of John Riggins back when he played for the Washington Redskins. You knew they were going to hand him the ball 3 yards in a cloud of dust.
Right.
They called the offense.
The ball at the 32-yard line now, and 1st and 10 as Jal is on a roll again. This time to give it off to Lujan. Lujan looking for some room on the right. He finds a little bit of a seam and is able to get away, runs for the sidelines, gets out of bounds. Fuentes really is the one who chased him out, and
he did a whale of a cutback move right at about the 40 to get that open lane. It was a beautiful move.
He caught a little block in front of him as well that allowed him to go ahead and make that little zigzag move and get some yardage. So I believe we have 1st and 10. So at the 45-yard line now, Carrion keeps it. Acts like he's going to hand it off, but he keeps it. Forward yardage, probably about 7 yards. We'll see where they spot it, but it looks like he got about 7 on that. So it should be 2nd and 3. We'll see what they say officially, but it looks to me like they're going to spot that on just between the 51 and 52-yard line, or the 40. My perspective is off right there. Just between the 48 and 49-yard line. So about 7 yards. So, yes, 2nd and 3. Carrion back. Twins to the right. Lujan back with him. Just another quarterback keeper. Bowles forward.
Look at that.
He's just amazing. He does get really good support from the line. And Jesus Carrion is big number 55. And he did help pave the way with, again, help from number 60 and as well, number 60, Trent Budd. So Jal's line and number 54, Brandon Houston. So,
and this is, at times looks like rugby. It's just a pile of people, and you watch him cutting on it. He just keeps moving the legs and pushing the pile.
And the 1st down again as Jal continues to move the chains towards momentum. And this time, again, quarterback keeper looking for some room on the left. He finds it. He gets a couple of key blocks there. Let's see who comes up from that pile right in front of him again. That looks like, I can't tell. They were turned to the side, but he got a couple of good blocks off of the guys on the left side of his line and was able to get a few yards out of that. So he got 6. And I swear he gets 3, and then he gets 3 more just by lunging forward, right?
Yeah.
So 2nd and 4 from the 30, just about the 30 line as Jal. And now they snap it directly to Lujan. He's got some room. He's open. Nobody with him. He's running for the end zone. And, yes, another touchdown for Jal. That was beautiful. They caught them by surprise. They snapped directly to Lujan in the back field, and he found a little room, got a good block, and found the end zone. So, really, just like that, Jal now up 13-0 with 2 minutes, 10 seconds left in the first quarter.
There's nothing complicated about Jal. They go, we're going to run it. Stop us if you can.
Yeah, but that was a nice little run. That was about a 35-yard run by Lujan from the direct snap.
PAT is no good.
Oh, so that's a little bit of a break for Texico. Opens the door just slightly if they start scoring. Every point can certainly count.
Sure,
but,
he just kind of hooked that one.
Right. So a 35-yard run by Lujan puts Jal up 13-0. We'll be back with more State 2A title football here in Texico on HopsAmerica.com.
When you want an old-fashioned meal that hits the spot every time, you have to try Nana's Cafe in Jal. Nana's Cafe is known for their delicious home-cooked meals. Whether it's breakfast, lunch, or dinner, you'll never be disappointed. Call 395-2132. That's 395-2132. Nana's Cafe, 301 South Main Street in Jal, is a proud supporter of the Jal community and Jal athletics. Everyone from Nana's Cafe is cheering you on all the way. Jal Panthers.
Kayla and Emmy Lujan from Panther Energy are excited for their Jal Panthers and proud of all the Jal students' great success this year. Panther Energy is your one-stop shop for backhoes, dump trucks, roustabouts, and welding. Panther Energy, 1179 South 3rd in Jal, or call 575-395-2654, 575-395-2654 for more information. Panther Energy, a proud supporter of all Lee County athletics.
Action here in Texico. Sorry, we were dealing with a little technical difficulty there. I think we're back, though. And after the touchdown, Jal, the missed point after means that it's Jal 13, Texico nothing. 2 minutes, 5 seconds left to play in this first quarter. And Jal kicking it off to Texico. Texaco fumbled, but they did get the ball. Looks like they got the ball back.
It's a good thing they
not,
did.
So, yeah.
If Jal manages to recover that and scores again,
right,
he'd be in a hole that's too deep to get out of.
That's true. A very big hole. So Texico, quarterback from the shotgun. First pass we're seeing, and it goes in. Oh, it looks, but I think it was blown dead. We'll see.
That's picked off.
It's in Texico. Whoops. Does he say they?
Yeah, he caught it.
He caught it. All right. They're going to say it is.
It was
Lujan. It was through the hands of the intended receiver, and Lujan was back covering, offering really good coverage, and it was good, clean coverage. No flags on the play. You know what? We have yet to see a penalty flag thrown tonight in this game, which is good, clean football. But yeah, out of the INT.
That was coming right at us, and you're right, through the hands of the receiver.
And Lujan, who was, again, on his man, doing a good job, turned around and just caught the ball. So INT gives it back to the Panthers, and Alexander Carillon from the shotgun takes the snap and the ball, and it's a quarterback keeper. It's hard slugging. He got just a few yards. We'll wait and see.
One of his shorter games right there. I get about 2.
So that's that's the shortest yardage that he's gotten so far in the game tonight. as this is the third offensive possession for Jal. They made the first two count, and then the turnover. They had that turnover, and now trying to march back in the end zone. 2nd and 8. Carillon from the shotgun. Fakes the pitch, takes it himself, finds some room on the left. He's going, he's running, it's down the sideline toward the end zone, and caught just.
No, that's
are they going to say it's a touchdown? He thinks it is. Let's see. Yeah, let's see what the officials say. And he did touch the. He crossed the pylon. He hit the pylon and just across the corner of the end zone. So again, Alexander Carillon. I believe that he was from about, spotted at what, the 20, about the 25-yard line
right
there?
around the 25.
So about a 25-yard run in the second touchdown for Alexander Carillon. And that makes it 19-0, and that kick is no good. So the only thing that Jal's having a little trouble with tonight, misfiring on, is the point after. They've missed 2 of those, but your score is still 19-0 with 1:11 left in this first quarter. Jal is leading Texico, and we'll be back with more of your 2A state title game here in Texico on HobsAmerica.com.
If you're tuning in right now, you're in for a treat, and Panther Drive-In has lots of them. You may know them for their delicious burgers and fries, chicken strips, steak fingers, or if you have a sweet tooth, ice cream. Panther Drive-In has a broad menu, open Monday through Saturday, 8 a.m. to 9 p.m., and Sunday, 10 to 3 p.m. Panther Drive-In is proud to be a Panther and supporter of all Lee County sports and athletics. Go Jal Panthers from Panther Drive-In.
And back to action as Jal kicking off after another score, and Rodriguez with a high end-over-ender going over toward the sidelines, and it's going to go out of bounds. It'll be right at the 23-yard line, rather. So it'll be Texico, the Wolverines, taking it right there at the 23-yard line, as they have yet to really get anything going. They haven't been able to get any offensive rhythm going. Jal has really dominated possession time and dominated, this game so far, Alan.
Yeah, I mean, they have not been deep into Panther territory. They have not visited the red zone tonight, and down 3 scores. This is crucial, I think, for Texico. You've got to keep the ball for a while here and get down and get some points.
And again, the quarterback from the shotgun. And Jal lost him as the ball was on the ground. He was close to being on the ground. He picked it up, and that's number 8 all the way to the end zone. That is Alex Fuentes. Alex Fuentes for Texico run, and that was amazing. That was about a 75-yard run, 77-yard run, I think.
From the 23.
Yeah, from the 23-yard line. So about that was a 73-yard run, a 77-yard run. To think they're just.
Yeah, and I just said how important it was for Texico to get points and march down the field. They did it in one play.
They did. And here comes the point after attempt, and the kick is up and good. So Texico is on the board now. Your score is 19-7, and we still have 56 seconds left to play in this first quarter. We'll be back as the Jal leading 19-7 over Texico in your state 2A championship game from Texico on Noalmark Digital and, of course, at HobsAmerica.com.
The Woolworth Community Library is a proud supporter of the Jal Panthers. They are excited to have their kids back into schools and in sports, all while staying safe. The Woolworth Library staff encourages you to swing by the library and check out all of the cool stuff just for kids. Great reads for all ages. Call 575-395-3268 for library hours and online resources. The Woolworth Library, a proud supporter of Lee County Athletics.
The staff of the Jal Public School District is proud of their Jal Panthers. Those late practices, hard work, and dedication paid off. Go Panthers! Jal schools have continually provided a quality education and safe environment for the students. Jal Public School System is on the move. Are you ready? Jal Public Schools, another proud sponsor of all Lee County athletics and academics.
And a swift kick by Texico. And Jal picks it up and hands it off. Lujan gets the pitch and tries to find a little run, but there's a shoestring tackle, a kind of a probably a game, not a game saving, but a shoestring tackle there by Texico. I think it's number 14, Dalton Kane, stopping Lujan, but your Jal Panthers will take the ball out of that Texico.
They're going to penalize them here.
Yeah, this is going to be the first penalty of the game, and it'll be against Jal. So that'll be a 10-yard penalty against Jal, and instead of starting at the 50-yard line, they will be at the 40.
Interesting part of that kickoff return, they squibbed that kick. It was fielded by another player who lateraled it 10 yards back to Lujan.
And you can't do that at the back. You can do that lateral, but you can't pitch it. You can't pitch it back. I think so. That was the problem. But Jal still has the lead, 19-7. 47 seconds left to play in this first quarter. And they're going to march him back even farther. That's interesting. Did somebody say something? We might have had a. That looks like that's a 15-yarder. That's a personal foul. So someone may have said something at the end of that, not liking the penalty.
Unsportsmanlike for that.
It could very well have been, because that was another 15 yards. Now Jal is pinned way back. They're at the 25-yard line. And this is the worst field position they've had in this game. Alexander carry on, taking the ball. And we'll see how much they give him. As I think that was actually number 12, Noalmark. Was that Cervantes who actually ran with the ball and got about 4 yards. So I think it should be 2nd and 6. No.
You're right. 2nd and 6 at the 29.
All right. 2nd and 6 with the ball now is Jal's, and we'll see. It looks like they're just going to run out the clock on the first quarter. They're just holding it up. That's exactly what they were doing. So into the first quarter, and your score is 19-7. Jal's leading, but Texico is definitely here to play, and we'll be back with more of this State 2A championship game in Texico on HobbsAmerica.com.
State Farm agent Mike Guerin is a proud supporter of Jal Athletics. The game you're listening to is brought to you in part by State Farm agent Mike Guerin. If you have insurance questions regarding auto, motorcycle, home, life, or health, or financial questions like annuities or education savings plans, call 393-4500. Mike Guerin and his staff will not only answer your questions, they'll find you the best program for your insurance needs. State Farm agent Mike Guerin. Se habla español.
Welcome back to Jal Texico football. It's your State 2A title game here in Texico. I'm Dawn Morgan with Alan Scott, and your score 19-7 here. And I thought that I was going to say they just now put the fresh 12 minutes on the board. I looked around and thought, well, wait a minute, we should be in the second quarter, and we are. So second quarter underway. Jal with the ball. Alexander carry on from the shotgun. He takes it, moves to the right, looking for a little room, going to get stopped. He does not get very far on this carry. He's just going to get a couple of yards forward maybe before looks like maybe 81 was in on that stop, and 26 for your Texico players. So that I don't have an 86 on the roster, but Jal with a couple of yards. And officially, they're 3rd down and 4 now. 3rd and 4. Carry on. Trips right. Lujan behind him. Takes it. And a quarterback keeper, design keeper, running to the right again. Looking just to get the first down. And I don't know if he got it. We'll see. It's going to be 4th and 2. So we'll see. I think Jal's going to go. I think they usually, in this situation, they usually do go for it. So 4th down and 2 here So, yep, does look like they'll go. Now, Carillon also, yep, they're going for it as Lujan's in the backfield with him. And timeout as Carillon signals timeout for the Panthers. So just barely into the second quarter here. And Jal with a 4th and 2. I'd say this is probably the most important conversion that Jal has had in this game so far.
I'm thinking what they are really doing there was try a hard count, see if you can get them to jump. Then they don't jump, you call a timeout.
Yep.
And they're probably going to come back out and kick it now.
And it was
because of field position. If you turn it over on down 2, which they're not likely to do with their running game, you're going to set them up.
Yeah. Texico would have excellent, because they're just at the 33-yard line right now.
So we'll see. In case they stop you, that's pretty good field position for them. I would expect them to kick it here.
Carillon often will get that ball and do the kick himself, do the quick kick. So we'll see what happens here. I don't know. They're lining up like they're going to go for it. So, yep, and he keeps it, and he's moving forward, trying to get the 2. Going to be very close. Let's see. Close. And the Panthers say that they have it. They're indicating they think that they've got it as Carillon just bowled his way through, and it will. They're going to give it to him. So he barely got that first down.
I'm surprised they didn't call for a measurement there. That was the nose of the football and not much more right there.
As it's just beyond. They spotted it just to the north of that 35-yard line. So Jal will continue possession of this ball, and I'd say to keep the momentum, even though they're up by 12 points, 19-7, they really need to march down the field and try to get in the end zone again here, Alan. And this time they're going to pitch it back to Lujan. He's got some room. He's running. Looks like Fuentes is going to bring him down with help from, number 78. Yeah, let's see if they do think about calling. That was Hector Barrera. No, that was the stop was, again, I don't have an 88, so.
But that'll happen sometimes.
That Fuentes was in on the stop, but that was a good run.
Yeah, Lujan on the carry.
Lujan, again, sometimes they pitch it right back to him. Sometimes Carillon pitches it to him. This time, Carillon going to keep it and try to get forward progress. Only a couple, 3 yards.
Tell you.
He is a big guy.
He took a huge hit that would have ended the play for most anybody else, and then he got 2 more yards.
Yeah.
I mean, he looked to be down at the line of scrimmage. He winds up getting 2 and makes it 2nd down and 8. And they are in Texico territory.
They are. They're at the 43-yard line right now. So, and Jal taking their time here, taking their time in the huddle, coming up to the line. The clock is their friend now. They're up 19-7. They want to maybe take as much time off that clock as they can as they move down and try for another score on the board. They lead 19-7 here. 9 minutes left in this second quarter. Oh, low snap. And, that low snap, and Carillon could not hold it. You got to figure the cold hands are really figuring in on that. It was a low snap though, and Carillon really had no choice but just to fall on it, and that is the right play right there. You don't want to try to pick it up and make forward progress. You want to just fall on it and keep the other team from getting it. So you got to just eat that down and just try for this one. So it'll be 3rd and 8 now. 3rd and 12 actually. Yeah, they lost a 4 on that.
And he's tall. He had to reach down a long way to get his hands on that thing.
True, and I think instead of picking it up, he decided let's just fall on it. So 3rd and 12, and Carillon gives it to Lujan. Lujan looking for some room, and actually, it's Texico stops him, but they end up pushing him forward. Before I think they helped him get a couple of yards out of that. So it'll be 4th and 6. They got about half of what they needed, Alan. So now 4th and 6, and they're right there at the 38-yard line. Or the 42-yard line, rather. It's the 42-yard line. And here comes Carillon bringing the play in. Let's see what they say. Let's see what they do. You think they'll punt here?
They're going to go for it. Now they're inside the Wolverines 50.
Yeah.
If you turn it over, it won't hurt you that much field position-wise.
So Carillon back deep, though. Let's see. I think he... and there's a flag on the play.
It was a procedure. Looked like they were jumping.
Illegal. Looked like illegal procedure. Somebody, but did Texico go? So it's going to be on. It looked like Texico jumped, but it is on the Panthers.
Start, I'm thinking on Jal.
Yeah. So that's going to move them back. And it looked like Carillon was getting ready to do a little pooch kick, to do that quick kick anyway. So now, he definitely will now. Now he's dropping back. He's dropping way back. So, again, with the penalty for, I think it's 4th and 11, but he's definitely going to go for it. Oh, that ball, that is a heck of a kick. It's going to go out of bounds and bounce in, and then end up, I think they're going to spot it right about the 7 or 8 yard line. Yeah, there was a flag. I think it may be holding because it's back here. They in the backfield. Yep, holding. Is it? No, it's against the Texico. And it was a roughing the kicker call, or I think they got him on the leg. I think it was roughing the kicker maybe, because I did see some movement coming in on Carillon right as he got the ball off, and I think they hit him after he had kicked the ball. So that's the penalty. They were trying to block the punt.
Yeah, and guess what? It's going to give them a first down, and they keep the ball.
They keep the ball, and it's an automatic first down for Jal. So a big break, a bad penalty for Texico. So Jal will keep it, and they've got pretty good field at the 32. Carillon passing. He's looking down the field. It looks like
caught.
That's caught, and that is number 2. That is Connor Andre. Connor Andre on the pass.
And that's a Jal touchdown.
And that is another 6 points on the board. Yeah. Connor Andre with nice reception. He kind of had to look over his shoulder and get that. That's a hard pass to pull out with cold hands. You've been running. You have not been passing, and to just go ahead and pull that out. And that pass was about a 30, it was about a 25, maybe 25, 26-yard pass.
Talk about a great play call right there. You haven't thrown all night.
Yeah.
And then you get a man wide open deep and you score.
And so good job. That's Connor Andre with and they're going to go for the 2-point conversion on the right side, and they make it So the 2-point conversion helps make up for the 2 points that they lost with the point after, the missed kicks on their first 2 touchdowns.
Got one of them back there.
So it's going to make the score now 27-7 here with 6:58 left to play off of that great pass. Carillon to Andre, and then a 2-point conversion. So Jal with the momentum back in charge of this one, a 20-point lead here halfway through your second quarter, and we'll be back with more Jal Texico football, your state 2A title game on Kicks 103 and HopsAmerica.com.
IPS Incorporated is a proud member of this community. IPS is the turnkey solution in the oil patch. One call to IPS for your upstream and midstream solutions, comprising of dirt work, electrical, pumping, and crane service, plus your automation and control, is all handled with one call. One call for every aspect of your oil and gas project. Google IPS Hobbs or simply call 393-1417. IPS, the turnkey one call oil and gas company.
And welcome back as Jal with another score. 27 makes it 27-7 here. Jal versus Texico in this 2A title game. I'm Don Morgan with Alan Scott, and Jal kicking it off. A short one is going to be caught, and a fair catch is going to be indicated. So it's that kick only went about maybe 20 yards or so.
Yeah, they're going to have it at the 35. So not a pooch kick, but not a deep kick either.
So Connor Andre with a nice reception, running it in off of a great pass by Alexander Carillon. Jal running the ball more than passing, but when they're passing effectively, when they pull out the pass, it's definitely working for them. So it will be Texico with the ball again. This time they're going to have that right on the 35-yard line to start. And it's a pass off to Fuentes. Fuentes looking for room, and he is nailed, as that is big number Jesus Carrion.
Brandon Houston got the shoestring tackle to slow him down, and then the truth came in.
Yeah, Carrion kind of nailed him, finished him off. So nice 1-2 punch there by Jal's defense. So he actually knocked him for a 1-yard loss. It'll be 2nd and 11 as the play comes in. That is Cade Fig, your quarterback for Texico. From the shotgun, a man in motion, drops back for a pass, looking, can't find anybody, and almost intercepted, as the intended recipient of that pass was number 44, and the number 44 would be, Tay Smith for Texico.
Alex Xavier Corleone wearing 2 hats who broke that play up.
I tell you what, Carrion had an interception in the game, a big one in the game against Eunice last week, and he really is your total player. He's a great, quarterback, can run, can throw, his passing arm very good, but he plays defense really effectively. He's had 2 or 3 interceptions this season. So, but Jal, they've got more talent than just him on the team now.
Now, Texico.
So the Wolverines are going to take a timeout as there was a mad scramble to kind of get. I think Jal's going to be happy about that because they were scrambling to get to the line. We're just going to keep this right here as we have 27-7 on the scoreboard here, and we're just a little over halfway through this second quarter. And in Texico, a very cold night, a very, very cold night. You got to have a feeling, Alan, that the cold is making a difference in the plays, the type of ball that's being played tonight, and the decisions that are made on the plays for both teams.
Yeah, I think that's a sure bet. When you look at it, we're getting toward halftime here. There have been 2 passes in this ball game, but there's a reason for that.
And those 2 passes have been successful, and they've made 2 passes for Jal. Now Texico also has had a pass.
There's one, and it was an interception.
It was. But the 2 for Jal were successful and ended up in touchdowns. So it's a good night for football for Jal so far, but there's a lot of this game left to play, and Texico is no slouch. So Big back in the shotgun, takes the snap, looking for room. He gets a short pass off, a little screen, and that's caught by their number 26, which is Don Gonzer, for a short gain. But he was hearing footsteps. There was a lot of defensive pressure being put on Fig by Jal's line there.
Yeah, in Texico, if you're the Wolverines, you're like, what do we have to do to get this ball down the field? Because they have played well, but you're down 20, and right now Jal's not showing any weaknesses. How are you going to exploit them and get yourself back in the game if you can't keep them from scoring? So it's a pretty tall mountain to climb for Texico. You know we have more than a half left of this game.
And they're in a hole right now. It's 3rd and 11 for them as 4th and 9 now. 4th and 9, that was a short. So 4th and 9, and it looks like the punt team, special teams coming on. So it looks like they will punt.
And they'll disguise it again.
I really can't see that young man's number 20, the kicker, going to, it's a fake as he throws it to Fuentes instead, and Xavier Carrion right there to nail him and just take him down.
Man, he is everywhere all the time.
Yeah.
They change formations, they drop back like they're going to quick kick it, then they throw it, and who is right there to crush the guy when he catches it? It's Corleone.
And Fuentes is a very talented player for Texico, and he caught that, but man, he got hit by the Carrion truck right as he caught it.
He did, and a good clean square hit.
Sure. So it's going to be over on down to Jal. So 1st and 10, and they've got good field advantage going for them as it's on the 35-yard line. Carrion in the shotgun, and he'll keep it himself. Go to the right, find a little seam. Got a couple of blocks. Got a pretty good block right in front of him. I didn't see who went down. Now I think it was Jesus Carrion, I believe.
And probably 5 on that.
I think he He did pick up. I think it'll be 2nd and 5. And here we are, 5:14 left to play. That first quarter went very quickly.
It did. This one has not gone as quickly.
Nope, it has not.
But for Texico, time's running out. You've got to stop these guys.
Yeah.
Jal can take most of this time off the clock and score before half.
Carillon back, and they're going to snap it directly to Lujan. He goes to the left, looking for room, and good defensive pressure by Texico. He slips to the turf, and Texico is going to throw Jal for a loss right there. That was number 5, Ariel Garcia, bringing him down. He really slipped before he got anybody tagging him too hard. So it is going to be a loss for Jal. They're going to be pushed back all the way to the 42-yard line. But
and, man, he had to change field, Lujan. Then everybody's coming. He reverses field, nowhere to go. They throw him for a huge loss.
He was running for his life, you might say.
Yeah. And one of the rare times tonight that Jal has not dictated the play.
That's true. 3rd and 16 now. They're from the 42. And from the, and they snap it again, but then they pitch it to Carillon, who is going to throw it. He overthrows. He was looking for, I believe, Connor Andre again. Is that number 2? I believe so. It was either 2 or 3. Was that?
That's your
Julie Cervantes down there.
1958 flea flicker right there.
Yeah, exactly. That was classic. So they snapped it directly to the back. Then a pitch over to Carillon, who then threw. And he had time. He just overthrew his intended receiver there downfield.
A little too much air under it.
Yeah, but a rare misstep for him, as Carillon's got a great arm. So it is 4th and 16, and Carillon back to punt. And he gets the foot on it. Partially, it's blocked, and it's going to hit the turf off of Carillon's arm, but I believe it is going to be Wolverine football. So it was kind of a shame as Carillon got the kickoff, but Texico was able to put the big block on that.
You know what? That happened right there, too. They blocked it, went straight. He very nearly caught his own punt.
That's true. He very near. It went straight up. It popped straight up, and it came down. And again, he has such great awareness.
Yeah, nose for the ball.
Yeah, he's got an awareness of where he is related to the field and where the ball is at all times. It really is amazing. So 1st and 10, Texico with the ball, and they'll have that at the about the 33-yard line, or 37-yard line rather. Nothing doing as the Jal defense sniffs that out.
Might have got 2.
Well, then got
two,
pushed out.
3.
Could be that Fuentes again on the carry for Texico. Oh, was that Fuentes or number 6?
Oh, they're going to make it. They're marking him for a yard loss.
Yeah, I thought it was Fuentes, but it was Fig. I think you. Yeah, the 6 and the 8 look so similar, so I guess it was number 8. I guess it was Fuentes.
They do, and all year for Tatum, the 6, the 8, and the 9.
Oh,
looks
it's tough, right?
Because players' jerseys stretch so tight across the pad.
Right.
Sometimes the numbers look different.
It is. It's so difficult. So 1 yard loss there. 2nd and 11 from the shotgun. Big takes it, fakes the handoff to Fuentes, keeps it himself. He's got some room. Breaks over the line. Jal able to come up. Let's see who tripped him up. That was number 7. That was actually Ethan Sandoval who kind of tripped him up. But Texico with a first down, and they're going to get they got the first down.
If he doesn't get that ankle flip right there, Big is gone.
Yeah, definitely. It was a shoestring tackle that really saved it.
They had a nice big hole. That's one of the biggest running lanes they found all night. And he very nearly was able to break that.
Texico with a little momentum here as the clock ticks down to 2:34 in this second quarter. Texico showing some life. The fans really getting behind them. And from the shotgun, fake a handoff. Going to keep it himself and get nowhere. Oh, flags on the play. I think they're going to get Jal for a late hit.
54.
I think that's already had him down. And I believe that was number 54 who came in on a late hit. So that's gonna be an automatic.
They call it
face mask. Okay.
Yeah,
I didn't see that.
I didn't either.
I didn't see the face mask.
And if they're going to call a late hit, how was he going to stop himself? He was already the play underway.
And that's it's not going to be the incidental kind. It's going to be the 15-yard penalty, the 15-yarder. So give Texico first down, and they roll all the way into Jal territory. That ball is going to be spotted at the 33-yard line. So 1st and 10 for Texico at the 33. And fake the handoff, and it's going to be a pass intended for number, 26 or 28 down there? I believe 26 to Kyle Gonzer again. So intended for Gonzer. Some pretty good pass coverage down there, downfield by Jal. Had a couple of guys around him. Our number 12 for sure. Looks like number 3 as well. Looks like Cervantes and maybe Cervantes, Nobert and Uli. So we'll see. It's going to be 2nd and 10 now. So no luck on that pass. Texico is trying to just take a big bite out of Jal and maybe get in the end zone. Man in motion, a fake to handoff. It's quarterback keeper moving through the line for about a 2 or 3 yard pickup is going to be Fig before Jal's defense stops him. So we'll see. I think he got about 3 yards, maybe. We'll gain of 1. That's it. Okay. So gain of 1. So 3rd and 9 now.
They like to bring that receiver in motion all the way across the field, but they haven't handed it to him.
No,
yet.
it's been just a distraction.
Yeah.
Trying to, and right as he gets in front of Fig, usually Fig will move with the ball, makes his move. It acts like a screen, actually, kind of screens out Jal's defense on that movement. So it'll be Fig back from the shotgun again. Got it. 1 to the right, 1 to the left. Drops back to pass, looking, good pressure on him. He's looking at it. Oh, no, and it is caught. It is, a reception and caught. Stopped right away, but it was a good pass, and going upstairs to make that catch was number 14. It was your Dalton Payne going upstairs to pull that ball down. Get credit where credit's due. It was a good pass with a lot of pressure, a lot of defensive pressure. I can't believe he got that ball off before he got put on the ground. So
time is a factor. Just under a minute.
And first down for Texico as they are moving toward the end zone. Big on the run, looking for somebody. Throws desperation downfield into a crowd. It's going to be incomplete, although it was almost intercepted there by, I believe that was Norbert Cervantes, who just about got his hand on the ball.
Yeah, and that was a risky decision by Fig, the quarterback. I know pressure's coming. He just had to get rid of it, and he threw it right into the path of 3.
Sure.
Jal
That's
Panthers.
dangerous, but he felt like he had to unload it. He was about to get hit and drop for a big loss.
Yeah, and you're desperate right here. You need points before the halftime. Running out, he just went for it, but there was no eligible Texico receivers there.
2nd and 10, 38 seconds to play before the half, and Texico's just trying to get a score on the board before halftime. Jal wants to stop him, and a whistle sounds as timeout is taken. So Texico is going to take the timeout, and we'll just keep it right here. We're this close to half. We'll just keep it right here. Say a big thank you to our sponsors again. We're here with Jal Texico State 2A title game in Texico. Don Morgan with Alan Scott. And our great sponsors, Lasco Construction, Delaware Water, Fulco Trucking, Jal Clinic, the City of Jal, Lavelle Insurance, Nana's Cafe, Panther Energy Quality Transport, Panther Drive-In, Woolworth Library, Jal Schools, Mike Guerin, State Farm Insurance, and IPS. We appreciate all of those great sponsors. And it's been an exciting first half of football here. The score is 27-7. Jal is leading, but Texico on this possession has had momentum kept alive by a bad couple of penalties by Jal. But Texico is on the march, and that ball is sitting on the 16-yard line right now, just north of the 15-yard line. So Texico would like to use these remaining, I think, 38 seconds on the clock to try to punch the ball through. Jal defense wants to come up big, stop them, and go into halftime with their own momentum and 20-point lead. We'll see what happens as Big is in the shotgun, drops back for the pass. Pressure on him. He jumps and, oh, yes.
And that's caught.
He connects and finds the end zone, and Texico does manage to get a score on the board. Trying to see the number of that, of the recipient. Was that 50? Looks like 50, maybe 50.
One of those.
Izzy Silva, possibly, if that's number 50. That's who we think it is. It was Izzy Silva. So Texico striking again makes it 27-13 with the point after attempt coming. It's going to be a kick by number 44, and that is Kay Smith.
That's the biggest kicker I've ever seen.
Yeah, he is and it's blocked.
It is blocked.
It is blocked by Jal. So no good. So the score is 27-13 now. Jal leading, but they will, just 32 seconds left before the half. Jal will be, it'll be interesting to see if they try to do more than just to get off a play after they get the kick. We'll see what happens here, but not much time to work with.
An important score for Texico, though, just psychologically. Now, you're down 14. You see that as 2 touchdowns.
Sure.
When you're down 20. Oh, my goodness, we're down 20. Now you're down 14. If you can get to the locker room, that helps them. I'm not sure you can phase Jal. I don't think they're really worried about it.
Well,
because they can't stop them, or at least they haven't shown it yet.
They're going to have to, we'll kind of be talking about that in the halftime show here in just less than a minute, as it'll be Texico kicking off after their touchdown with a missed point after.
Nice little momentum shift to Texico going into the locker room.
They certainly, could use that. They kind of came to life as a team, a lot more energy, and the fans coming alive, realizing that
and then, of course,
it's a 2-score game right now.
And that's how sports is. You get that touchdown, you really needed it, and then the extra point's blocked, and they're and
a little bit of a stymie there, and that could be a little pooch kick, but there's a whistle on the play and timeout. So I think Texico took the timeout. So they're just burning that timeout. They have one more after this. Nope, that was it. That was the last one for Texico. Jal actually has 2 timeouts they didn't use. So last timeout. Just seconds left to play in this first half as Texico with a little momentum, as you said here, going into the locker room. But Jal still has the 14-point lead right now. And we'll see what they try on the return. They would like nothing better than the special teams to come out and give them a big play here and maybe get a return to, return this and get another score on the board and kind of steal that momentum away from Texico if they could do it.
I think they're going to run this down as far as they possibly can to avoid a big return.
And it is end over end, high one, and nobody back that far. It's going to take a huge Texico bounce. And, they're going to down that right at the end zone. Touchback. So Jal will have it.
So it'll be a touchback.
Yep, it'll be a touchback, and Jal will have it on the 20-yard line. Yep, and that's not exactly. It looks like 32 and a half seconds left on the clock. So if you're Jal, you go ahead and look for a big play, try to throw a pass, a Hail Mary, and get down there, and you take a couple of shots at that and see if you can go ahead and try to get in the end zone.
I don't think we'll see them throw it. I think we'll see them maybe try to break a big running play, and if you don't, you just go on into the locker room up 2 scores.
So Carillon back from the shotgun, keeps it himself, running to the right, and
option pitch.
Yep, option pitch out to Lujan. Was it Lujan?
Most likely.
It's Lujan was back with him, so it was again all the way across the field with a lot of bodies in between us. We couldn't really see that. So that they did get a 6-yard gain on the play, so it'll be 2nd and 4 with 24.4 seconds left on the clock here. And the ball is spotted at the 23-yard line. Carillon, quarterback keeper, going to the right, running to the right, getting forward. And it will move the chains. He gets the 4 that he needed and then some extra. So 1st and 10, and the ball will be spotted at the 34-yard line. And it looks like, it looks like they are actually just going to run the clock out. Looks like this will be it. They're not even going to try to come to the line. That's it. That's halftime. So at halftime, the gun will sound officially here. And that ends your first half with Jal leading Texico 27-13. We'll take a timeout and be back with your halftime show here. It's Class 2A football championship going on in Texico on Kicks 103 and HobbsAmerica.com.
Lasco Construction is a proud partner in education in Lee County. Lasco Construction is your hometown construction company. Lasco Construction encourages you and business owners to support Tatum, Jal, Lovington, Eunice, and Hobbs businesses. Buy as much as you can locally, which is why Lasco Construction always supports the youth of Lee County. Lasco Construction supports you. Call 393-9161 for all your construction needs. Support your community.
Delaware Water Company is a proud supporter of Jal Athletics. Delaware Water Company helps keep our drinking water clean and available by supplying water recycling services for our produced oil-filled water. Delaware Water Company loves being a part of the youth of the community. Their Panthers are hardworking students, and with hard work and dedication, they can accomplish anything. Delaware Water Company encourages you to come out to the games or view it on YouTube or HobbsAmerica.com. Delaware Water Company is a proud supporter of Lee County athletics and academics.
In a small town like Jal, New Mexico, it's great to know that families, businesses, co-workers, and kids all take pride in their school and community, just like they do at Fulco Trucking. Owners Rowdy and Bridget are proud of their Jal Panthers, and they wish them great success today and in all future adventures. Fulco Trucking, your source for water hauling and steam washing. Call 575-395-3178. Fulco Trucking, a proud supporter of all Lee County athletics. The Jal Clinic and Dental Clinic wish the Jal Panthers the best of luck as they take on new challenges. Everyone at the Jal Clinic and Jal Dental Clinic will be cheering you on. Jal Clinic professionals are honored to serve the Jal community athletics. Matt White and the employees of the city of Jal are proud of their Jal Panthers. They know with determination and hard work, anything is possible. Way to go, Jal Panthers. The City of Jal is a proud supporter of all Lee County athletics and academics. Way to go, Jal Panthers. As Lee County's largest independent insurance agency, Lavelle Insurance works with a large number of insurance companies. They'll do your comparison shopping for you, guaranteeing you the very best price on the very best coverage for life, health, auto, retirement planning, commercial or personal insurance. Lavelle Insurance offers innovative solutions to protect your assets, goals, and future plans.
And welcome back to Jal Football. It is your Class 2A state championship game in Texico, and Jal has the lead at halftime. It's 27-13. I'm Dawn Morgan with Alan Scott. And we were just talking off the air about it's very cold here. It was 25 degrees when this game started. I have to feel like it may be a little chillier than that now, Alan.
It's got to be closer to 19, 20, something like that.
I would imagine. A little bit of wind. We're very lucky that it's not windier than it is. It would be maybe impossible to be outside doing this game. And it's...
One nice thing is we have a little bit of a windbreak. The press box is behind us, and we have some loyal Texico fans all around, kind of keeping it off us a little bit.
And then I'm your windbreak for the wind from the north. So, yes,
right.
I'll charge you for that later.
Okay. That's right. I'm willing to pay. But I'll tell you what, it was a really good first half, and especially a good first quarter for Jal, who found the end zone 3 times.
Yeah.
And then second quarter, they scored again.
Absolutely.
And it looked as if they might be going to put them to bed on their last drive of the half, but a big penalty forced them back. They had a kick, Texico gets it. Possessions, of course, are the important thing. Then, as time is running out, they're driving down to score. You really have the feeling, Jal up 20. If they keep them out of the end zone, they go in the locker room up 20. They're never going to look back.
Right.
So then the penalty, then Texico gets the ball. They manage to get down and score.
Yep.
To the delight of their fans, who were also thinking, man, we got to get something before the half, or we may be out of this.
Right.
And then the extra point is blocked.
Exactly.
We also saw a blocked punt that was very nearly caught by the star player for Jal, Alexander Carillon.
That's right.
And then a rarity in the first half was anybody throwing the football. And then we see a 45-yard touchdown pass from Carillon, who caught Texico totally off guard with that play call.
Yes.
And through the air tonight, Jal has also intercepted a pass and came very near getting two, and it was Carillon on that second one who almost intercepted a pass.
Absolutely, yeah.
And I keep looking for ways to write Texico off, and they won't let me. They come back and score.
They're here to play. They're not dying. They're down 14 points as we will get ready to start the second half here in a few minutes. But yes, definitely. I tell you what. The penalty that was a personal foul penalty, a face mask, and that really Texico was on the verge of having to cough the football and turn it back over to Jal, with good field advantage for Jal, good field position, and that foul came at a very bad time. It allowed Texico to hang on to the ball, get an automatic first down, and they really didn't look back. They marched down the field, and they made Jal pay on that penalty with their own score. But the scoring for Jal in that first half, you had Alexavier Carillon with quarterback keeper and scoring the first touchdown. He had about 50 yards in rushing on that very first offensive drive for Jal that ended up with them being on the board. And then your touchdown, the pass to Lujan, Jacob Lujan, and that was about a 35-yard run into the end zone. And then Carillon had another quarterback keeper into the end zone, so he was able to score twice on that. So those are your three scores for Jal. 2 touchdowns for Carillon, 1 for Lujan, Connor Andre, as that was on the pass play. So Carillon with 1 quarterback keeper, Andre with a big reception and a nice pass, a nice throw, nice end zone dance by Andre, just figuratively, of course. We can't have too much celebration, of course, in high school football. But Lujan, of course, with his touchdown as well. So Lujan, Andre, and Carillon responsible for the scores on the board for Jal.
Two for Carillon because they found the end zone 4 times.
Exactly, they did.
But
and
the biggest play was the Texaco return of 73.
True.
No, 77.
Yeah. That was a 77-yard run by Alex Fuentes. He caught Jal. I mean, Texico got some good blocking and took them. They took him by surprise. Yeah. Got Jal out of position, and Fuentes just ran right up the middle, got open, and never looked back for that 77-yard touchdown. So that was a pretty one.
Impressive, John, in terms of you look at Jal, and I said, I don't think you can fluster those guys. They haven't lost a game. They played Texico, and they've beaten them. And even when they've been in a little bit of a bind here tonight, they don't show it. They just
keep their points,
they're very methodical. Yeah. They're going to go right back up and hit you.
Yep.
And they stay focused. And then you're looking at Texico, and they're like, okay, they beat us earlier. They've got us down by 20, and yet it didn't seem to faze them. They were able to find a way to get in the end zone before half and tighten this thing up. And now with the 2-score deficit, they have a real shot at staying in this game.
And, early on, the only blemishes on Jal's game were the missed point-after kicks. And but they made up for that with a 2-point conversion, so that got them back to, where they needed to be with those 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, and the only real rub for them is what you just mentioned, and then a couple of untimely penalties.
Exactly. And without that, and these teams managed to play the whole first quarter without a single penalty, I believe.
Right.
And those penalties didn't start cropping up until that second quarter.
You know what I call a whole quarter without any penalties?
Yeah.
Good officiating.
I call that cold officials, cold players, right? Because they're behaving pretty much. But got to figure that emotions are going to, I mean, this is a state title game.
Sure.
And I think in this second half, we're going to see a lot more of that back and forth tug and that push, and maybe emotions, come out a lot more on the field. But Jal looking at, as you said, very poised, very confident. And but they definitely need to get out here. They need to get another score or two on the board because Texico is
scored last.
Exactly, and they've got the momentum going into the half, and they will have, I believe, they will have the ball to receive. I believe they'll be receiving in to start that third quarter. So we will see what both teams do at halftime in the locker room and how they come out. They're going to need some pretty good warm-up time when they get out here, and we would love some warm-up time, wouldn't we?
Kidding. I hear they have a roaring fire going in there, and they're making s'mores
Are they?
for all the players at halftime.
Yeah. They could throw some love to the broadcast crew up here. That would be nice, right?
And, man, in any game, especially a big game like this, you come out, and I think the third quarter is going to be pivotal.
It will.
If you're Jal and you come out and you draw first blood, you've got that relaxed margin again.
Sure.
If Texico comes and tightens up,
Jal will be much more urgent. They're going to be, and it will be interesting because they're not a team that has had to play under a lot of pressure this season. So we'll see how the complexion will. It all depends on this third quarter and who does what coming out and who scores, who managed to score first out of the halftime into this third.
Game two will shrink for the team that's behind. You'll be looking at the clock and there's this much left. Then you look up there and wait, we're in the fourth quarter. When you're behind a big game like this, it can shrink on you. And Jal, I think, will come out. Of course, both teams are going to probably run more than they throw, but Jal's going to come out and try to use time. Let's get down. If we score, that's great. If we don't, we're still up 2 possessions. Just take as much time off this clock as you can and shorten that second half.
And in the meantime, it's just getting colder and colder and colder for the players on the field as well as for us. So let's take another timeout, and we'll be back as Jal coming out first from the locker room, getting ready to take their warm-up time, and we'll be back with the beginning of the third quarter. You're listening to Jal Football 2A state championship game at Texico. Jal leading this one at half, 27-13, and we'll be back with the third quarter coming up on HobbsAmerica.com and Kicks 103.
When you want an old-fashioned meal that hits the spot every time, you have to try Nana's Cafe in Jal. Nana's Cafe is known for their delicious home-cooked meals. Whether it's breakfast, lunch, or dinner, you'll never be disappointed. Call 395-2132. That's 395-2132. Nana's Cafe, 301 South Main Street in Jal, is a proud supporter of the Jal community and Jal athletics. Everyone from Nana's Cafe is cheering you on all the way. Jal Panthers.
Kayla and Emmy Lujan from Panther Energy are excited for their Jal Panthers and proud of all the Jal students' great success this year. Panther Energy is your one-stop shop for backhoes, dump trucks, roustabouts, and welding. Panther Energy, 1179 South 3rd in Jal, or call 575-395-2654, 575-395-2654 for more information. Panther Energy, a proud supporter of all Lee County athletics. If you're tuning in right now, you're in for a treat, and Panther Drive-In has lots of them. You may know them for their delicious burgers and fries, chicken strips, steak fingers, or if you have a sweet tooth, ice cream. Panther Drive-In has a broad menu, open Monday through Saturday, 8 a.m. to 9 p.m., and Sunday, 10 to 3 p.m. Panther Drive-In is proud to be a Panther and supporter of all Lee County sports and athletics. Go Jal Panthers from Panther Drive-In.
The Woolworth Community Library is a proud supporter of the Jal Panthers. They are excited to have their kids back into schools and in sports, all while staying safe. The Woolworth Library staff encourages you to swing by the library and check out all of the cool stuff just for kids. Great reads for all ages. Call 575-395-3268 for library hours and online resources. The Woolworth Library, a proud supporter of Lee County athletics.
Welcome back to State 2A championship football in Texico. Jal has the upper hand, but Texico was the last to score before the half. 27-13. It's a 2-touchdown game. And your team, Texico, just running back out on the field. I'm Dawn Morgan with Alan Scott and Evie Stuber in studio engineering and producing tonight. I haven't acknowledged her yet. Thank you very much, Evie. And it is a very cold one here in Texico tonight, as we have temperatures probably about, it was 25 degrees at game time kickoff, probably about 20, 21 maybe.
Afraid to say it's probably more like 18.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Just. A
couple of degrees. Psychologically, 20 is warm.
Exactly. I know. Somehow it just feels the same cold. You get down to about 20 and everything, it just feels the same cold from then on, right? But that's okay. We've had exciting football in the first half. Pretty exciting. Not a runaway by any means. Jal was able to score very early in this game, and then they came back pretty quickly with their second touchdown. They scored that third one in the second quarter, but Texico is not going away, as they were able to come back and put that second score on the board just a couple of minutes before halftime. So they definitely were carrying the momentum into the locker room with them, but Jal came back, and as you said, Jal has played very consistently, methodically. They're confident, they're poised, and but Texico kind of has a little fire going, I think, because of that. I think they're looking at, hey, we're still in this one. It's a 2-touchdown. There's a half of a football game to play. It's still anybody's game, Alan.
Yeah, 19-0 was the biggest deficit, and Jal jumped out in that first quarter. It looked like they might run away and hide. Then 19-7, and then you work your way into the halftime break, and we're 27-13. So it could still go either way, and I think who gets the first big play here for points in the third quarter will have a distinct advantage. Texico, if you're going to make a comeback, I think you have to score first. And Jal Panthers, if you want to be sure you have your best shot at winning, you score first.
So it will be Jal kicking off to Texico. So Texico with the momentum will have the ball to start things. I think if you're Jal, what do you kick it away and try to pin them back deep?
I would. And make them use the entire field.
Rodriguez will be kicking for Jal. Rodriguez with a pretty good kickoff leg, but just a little off his game, unusually, with missing a couple of point after kicks tonight, but still being able to put a big boot in it. Carillon usually is the punter, but Rodriguez will kick the ball. And Texico, 2 men back deep.
They're expecting it deep.
Yeah, Gonzer kick. Oh, and a little pooch kick, right. a little onside kick attempt. And Jal is motioning that they have it. And we'll see what the officials say.
Big roar from that side of the field.
Onside, and the ball is closer to that, so they can see it better. So I would trust that that's true. Let's see what the officials say as they're going to bring it out and spot it right at about the 40. What are they going to? About the 46-yard line.
Man.
And it will be Jal. So the onside kick worked, Alan.
I didn't think it was going to travel the necessary 10 yards, Dawn, but it did.
It did. It went just probably about 12 yards, maybe, just enough. So
Not only did they shock me, they shocked the Wolverines. And this could be really bad for Texico. Yeah.
So third quarter, 27-13, Jal with the ball. Carillon keeping it and going across. And he's able to push across on that left side. Again, he got a couple of good blocks there, but he's able just to bull his way over. And
there's a herd of tacklers there, and he went through them.
Yeah, he got about, 6 yards on the play?
Yeah.
Yep, second and 4.
And the last couple of yards, he was behind everybody trying to tackle him. He just broke through.
Yeah, and sometimes that works to their advantage, as the other team will actually push Carillon forward a little bit more because of that. So Carillon back, kind of in the pistol, not a full shotgun. Quarterback keeper breaking through the line, still on his feet. finally brought down. Looked like probably number 44 for Texico making that stop, but not before Carillon is able to get the first down. So 1st and 10, move the chains for Jal.
Needed 6, got 15. And that'll put them at the 25-yard line. Talk about momentum. And coming out of the locker room, the onside kick, nobody expects. You recover, and now you're driving.
They did a good job of faking that. It certainly looked like it was going to just be a full-on kick away. So from the shotgun again, Carillon hands it off, I believe. Nope, Carillon carried straight ahead. He faked a handoff, but he went straight through. Got a couple of yards. 2nd and 8. Yep, got a couple of yards. 2nd and 8, Jal knocking on the door again. I mean, they're right down there at the 23-yard line. They'd like nothing better than to go ahead and get this in and get another score on the board. As you said, Al, and I think that whoever really draws first blood in this second half has got a huge, no matter what the scoreboard says, has the huge psychological advantage here. So from the shotgun, he looked like he was going to pass it off. Carillon keeps it straight up the middle, little spin move at the end, buys him another yard or so, and he's able to get the first down. So move the chains forward, and they keep marching forward. Let's see, are they in the 14-yard line? So not 1st and goal yet.
In the red zone.
Close, in the red zone, exactly.
I'll tell you what, that big dramatic fake that Carillon will make gets the whole defense going the wrong way.
He really gets them to bite on that. So Carillon again. More from the shotgun this time. Sometimes he is just from the pistol, just a couple yards back. He's a little bit kind of in between now. That's Lujan behind him. And the pitch comes to him. He keeps it, looking for a little room, almost down, almost stumbles, but manages to get another couple yards after that. So it looks like
simple playbook, I'm guessing, in Jal. Okay, Carillon, fake the toss to Lujan and keep it.
Right.
Carillon, fake like you're going right and then cut it up the middle.
But then Jal will they'll snap it directly to Lujan sometimes, and then Lujan will either take it or he'll pitch it to Carillon.
Right.
Pitch it back to him. So
then let's really surprise him and throw deep.
Right. And even knowing that, it's amazing. Jal has been effective against opponents who know what they're going to do. So that's the mark of pretty talented team. So Carillon back again in the shotgun. Lujan back behind him. Twins to the right. Carillon keeping it. They stand him up, trying to find a little room on the left. He does, maybe a couple of yards.
And you know what they say, Dawn, the last 10 yards are the hardest to get.
I tell you what. So maybe, 3rd and going to be 3rd and 5. You got maybe 4. He did get 2, so 3rd and 4.
Ball's at the 6.
On the 6 line, so we're actually 3rd and goal now. 3rd and goal from the 4. Jal taking their time in the huddle this time. Coming out, let's see. Texaco
you
trying
get a first down, but I think they want a touchdown.
Texaco trying for the big stop here. Oh, it looked like somebody jumped, but there was no whistle. From our vantage point, it looked very much like somebody jumped. And
the timing just looked off.
It did, but I guess there was nothing wrong. Yeah, and they're going to say got about maybe 2 more yards on it. Looks like it's 3rd and goal from the 3. So Jal really needs to punch it in here. I think if they get stopped here, Texico is just going to go nuts.
Yeah, and I think if you're Jal, you'll go for it on 4th down, because if they stop you, they have to take the ball over against their own goal line.
Right.
And they did give him the first down.
They did. They gave him the first down. Close enough. They did. So 1st and goal from the 3. Just trying to punch it in. Carillon keeping it. He's going to be short. He got maybe 1. No gain officially. No gain.
That was one of your better stands by Texico's defense right
Certainly
there.
Was. As I think they definitely sniffed that one out. They knew that Carillon was coming over for them, and this time they didn't let him kind of get through and get a yard or 2. So we'll see what they do here. Got to feel like Jal is they're so close they can taste it, and they know this is an important point in the game.
And just the opposite for Texico. We've got to keep them out.
Right. Carillon keeping it, and he's not going to get it. He moves forward. I'm not sure. Just short. About a yard, maybe. I think they'll spot it. So it'll be 3rd and 1. 3rd and goal from the 1. A lot of times they've just let Carillon take it and try to bull their way through. We've watched them do that in several games.
Slice up the field for 6, 8, 10 yards, and then you need a couple.
You need a couple.
It's been tough.
It is. Texico, their defense is toughening up, I think. And Carillon taking it, and it looks like they broke the plane. Let's see. Jal thinks they did. Yep, the sideline ref is saying yes. Texaco faithful does not like it.
Are not believing that.
No, Texico doesn't believe. And from this vantage point, it was just impossible to see. Yeah. But it did look like Texico's defense had a solid line across. But they say Carillon sneaked across, broke the plane, and they are going to call it a touchdown for Jal.
We got a late flag thrown here, Dawn.
Flag on the play. Let's see. Could be holding. If it is, this one will be coming back. As the refs are going to...
Gotta wonder what he called. Play was
here's
well
the white
over.
cap. Okay.
And it's against Texico.
It's against Texico. So they're going to... Let's see what they do. I think the score stands. Yep. And I guess they will just...
Would they have too many men? I mean, it wasn't.
Was that an?
Yeah, it wasn't an infraction during the play.
No, I think it was a formation. Was it too many men on the field? I'm not sure. But Jal will kick for the extra point, and it looks good. It's up and good. So 34-13 as Jal draws first blood in the third quarter here. And now they have a pretty good lead. They've got a 21-point lead against Texico. So we'll take a timeout and be back with more exciting Jal football here in the state 2A title game at Texico on HobbsAmerica.com and Kicks 103.
The staff of the Jal Public School District is proud of their Jal Panthers. Those late practices, hard work, and dedication paid off. Go Panthers! Jal schools have continually provided a quality education and safe environment for the students. Jal Public School System is on the move. Are you ready? Jal Public Schools, another proud sponsor of all Lee County athletics and academics.
Jal with another score on the board here. 5:51 left to play in this third quarter, and they're up now 34-13. It's a 3-touchdown game, a three-score game in this 2A title game in Texico. I'm Dawn Morgan with Alan Scott, Evie Stuber producing and engineering, and it's been exciting football, albeit a very cold game here. Temperatures hovering around the 20-degree mark, just a light wind from the northeast, and Jal able to play through it. You wouldn't, looking at them play, you wouldn't know it's not true. Saturday afternoon, 65 degrees or something. So Jal will be kicking off. Texico, let's see, and again, it's an onside kick. It paid off for them last time. It goes the requisite 10 yards, but the Wolverines able to fall on that, so they're not Jal not able to make it 2 in a row. That was a game changer, though. That call for
coming
them
out of the locker room. You're thinking, and I thought it was perfectly sane to kick it deep,
right?
Pin them, make them go the length of the field. That's what you're supposed to do. What you're not supposed to do is attempt an onside kick. They did, and they recovered it. And then you go down and score. And it may appear obvious, but if you're Texico right here, you need points big time because you're going to be running out of time.
5:48 left to play. Texico with the ball. Fig keeps it and runs for the sidelines. Run out of line at the 50-yard line. So a nice run for Fig will get the first down and move the chains for the Wolverines. Now, if you're Jal, yes, you're up. You can have a 21-point lead, but you can't let you can't let your foot off the gas.
Right.
You really can't. And it's incomplete. Stretching out for it was intended receiver. Yeah, intended receiver, Dalton Kane. But good pass coverage down the field for Jal. They had, it was, looks like number 18 and number 12. So for Jal, that's Cervantes and Rodriguez. Good pass coverage. They each had a man, and they were stuck like glue. And that pass really was thrown right on target, but could not make it through the good defensive coverage there. So it is 3rd and 2 now. As I address the score bug. Sorry, got a little behind on that. And a pass, again, intended for number 32, Bryce Cooper, but it hit the turf before it could get to him. So just I think there was a lot of defensive pressure being put on Fig to get loose of that ball.
Yeah, the intended receiver wanted the flag too, but it was really not catchable. It sailed over his head.
Then there was nobody in the vicinity really, so there was no problem there. It was definitely.
But they have come out intent to throw on this possession. Even the nice run by Fig on first down, he was going to throw and then realized, hey, the middle of field's wide open, so he just took off with it.
So 4th and 2 now. You got to think, and they're going for it. Looks like they're going for it. 4th and 2 from the shotgun. Trips right. One back. Fig keeps it himself. Nowhere to go. As on him was Jesus Carrion. Jesus. Wow. Yep, and that's going to do it as the ball goes over to Jal now. What a great play. Jesus Carrion sniffing that out and just nailing Fig on that quarterback keeper. So good defense by Jal turns the complexion of the game again as they get the ball back here. Field position too, right about the 43-yard line.
He doesn't take a step forward. That's a huge sack.
Yeah.
As you put it, it's a stop on a running play.
Right.
But very nearly a disastrous sack.
So 5:24 left to go in this third quarter. Jal with the ball back. Carrion from the snap takes the ball to the right side and able to get maybe 2 yards out of it, I think. I think they'll spot it right at the 45-yard line. So a gain of, they're going to say, they're getting pretty generous, but that's typical Carrion, right?
Yeah.
Powering through and getting another couple of yards that even we couldn't tell in the melee down there. So really.
Somehow for him, there's always one more yard.
Somewhere he finds it, right? He's a strong young man and can pull him along with him. So 2nd and 7 now for Jal. They're up 34-13 now in the third quarter. As the clock is now Jal's friend, they're going to want to kind of hang on to it a little bit as they march down. And the ball snap directly to Lujan and runs up. He has some room, a seam right up the middle, and gets the first down easily. Going to move things forward for Jal.
See, and that's why they were trying to pick up the pace on offense. The time is shrinking on Texico.
For Texico, yeah. The clock is not their friend, and Jal needs to maintain possession and march down, but they need to eat as much time while they're doing it, and that's going to be, and they're doing just that, as keeping the running. He had said during halftime, it really was having possession of the game, of the ball, and not only
scored first coming out.
And Jal was able to really dominate the time of possession on the ball, especially in the first quarter, but in the first half, and not only dominate on the scoreboard, but on the clock as well. So here they are, Carrion back in the shotgun. He's got twins to the left, one to the right, and a half takes a snap, keeping him himself, and he runs in, kind of ping-pongs or pinballs off of a couple of players, even one of his own players, and I think it may be dropped for a loss. It looked like he lost a yard or two on it. We'll see.
At the very least, it's going to be 3rd and long.
3rd and 7, they're going to say. Yep, 3rd, and this is an important down for Jal. The ball spotted right about between the 33-34 yard line. And 3rd and 8. So let's see what they plan. It could be time to maybe pass if Carrion is feeling like
be a throwing down for most teams.
Think so, but
But most
Jal
teams
can be very unpredictable.
Yeah.
They can be predictable. Oh, and not a bad snap. It was just fumbled, and it looks like Texico received it. And yes, Texico is gonna have the ball out of the fumble. It was a snap that it looked like it hits Carrion's chest. That was unusual.
And it took a left turn and was coming toward the sidelines when they recovered.
So it bounced off the chest and then off the turf, and Texico was able to recover the fumble. So Jal turns the ball over with 2:16 left in this third quarter. They still are winning 34-13, but Texico with the ball and some newfound energy here. Fig back in the shotgun, man in motion. And he's going to keep it, go up the middle, but nothing doing is number 7 and Jesus Carrion. So Ethan Sandoval and Carrion make the stop, and Fig doesn't get, does he get anything at all? I think they're, just one, not much. So it'll be 2nd down and 9 for Texico. Again, Fig back. This time, he's got backs to the left and the right. Man in motion in front. And a single receiver on the right. Gives it to Fuentes, I believe. Fuentes goes to the right, picks up maybe a couple of yards before he's stopped. Again, Carrion in on the stop. I think both Carrions, and maybe big number 54, Brendan Houston, too, for Jal. And that's going to be 3rd and 7 for Jal. They're sputtering just a little bit here. 1:21 left in this third quarter. Still up by 21 points, but they need to eat clock and they gave up possession to Texico. So Texico is wanting to try to make things happen quickly here. Fig fakes the handoff, drops back, looking for a receiver, and in and out as the Fuentes trying. He goes down to the turf with his arms outstretched, trying to find it.
And he was all alone. There were no defenders there.
He had a lot of time. I mean, Fig really had a lot of time to try to set that pass up and to be successful. So could be some cold weather involved here.
Important play for them. You got a guy wide open and you underthrow him, and he has to come back and dive for it, and he can't make the play.
So timeout going to be taken by Texico, and we'll take it with them. We'll be back in 30 seconds with more Jal Texico 2A state title football play here in Texico on Kicks 103 and HobbsAmerica.com.
State Farm agent Mike Guerin is a proud supporter of Jal Athletics. The game you're listening to is brought to you in part by State Farm agent Mike Guerin. If you have insurance questions regarding auto, motorcycle, home, life, or health, or financial questions like annuities or education savings plans, call 393-4500. Mike Guerin and his staff will not only answer your questions, they'll find you the best program for your insurance needs. State Farm agent Mike Guerin. Se habla español.
Welcome back to Texico as Jal and Texico doing battle in this 2A game. Exciting football. It feels like a closer game than 34-13, doesn't it, Alan?
Yards to gain are hard to get here in this third quarter for Texico. You take it, you run it, you get 1 yard, 2 yards.
Yep.
Yards hard to come by.
4th and 7, Texico. Fig back looking for, and he finds somebody and then tries to pitch it out as he gets hit, gets nailed. Fuentes gets nailed by number 12 and number 18 again. That is Cervantes and Rodriguez, who just nail as Fuentes tried to pitch it out at the last minute and didn't connect.
They're going to call that incomplete.
Whoa.
You know what they were doing, Dawn? It's called the hook and ladder. There's a short pass. You got a guy running past him, and you lateral it to him.
The lateral.
And so on the lateral, that was incomplete, but I thought he caught the pass.
Right.
And they call the whole thing incomplete. So you get nothing, and you give it up on down.
So it was a risky play, but if it's a high risk, high reward, right? But it didn't work, so it's over on downs, and 1st and 10 for Jal now, as the ball is right there at the 43-yard line. And Carrion keeps it, running up the middle. Oh, no.
And the ball
was loose again. This time we got it. I believe Connor Andre got it back. So Andre saves it. Nope, that's number 7. Okay, that is Sandoval. Thought that 7 looked like a 2 to me.
Right.
Sorry.
Cold hands. The football is hard in this cold weather. It's getting knocked loose and just doing all kinds of strange things.
Yeah, definitely the weather is showing itself in this game. It's almost like a third player or something, a player that's out there that could be for or against you, for each team. So we'll see. 2nd and 4 now, as Carillon keeps it forward, a little forward progress on that. He gets a few yards on it.
And they move the chains, I think.
I think it'll be, he needed 4. It was 2nd and 4. He got it, and a little bit extra. So it'll be 1st and down now. And we are just about running out of time in this 3rd quarter. So I think, that'll do it. That's the end of the 3rd quarter. 34-13 is your score. Jal with possession and the lead in this one, 34-13. And we'll be back in 30 seconds with more of your Jal Texico State 2A title football game from Texico on Hobbs America and Kicks 103.
IPS Incorporated is a proud member of this community. IPS is the turnkey solution in the oil patch. One call to IPS for your upstream and midstream solutions, comprising of dirt work, electrical, pumping, and crane service, plus your automation and control, is all handled with one call. One call for every aspect of your oil and gas project. Google IPS Hobbs or simply call 393-1417. IPS, the turnkey one-call oil and gas company.
Fourth.
We'll see if the 4th slows down like the 2nd one did. The 3rd went by pretty quick.
The 3rd was fast. It was. Sure was.
But
and we are back with 4th quarter of your State 2A football game. It is Jal over Texico at this point, 34-13. Jal with the football on the march. They've got the ball on about the 30, let's see where they're spotting this, right about the 32-yard line. And Jal poised to try to add to their lead here in the 4th quarter as Texico's running out of time. Carillon takes the snap, keeps it himself. Little design quarterback keeper over the left side, gets maybe 2 yards or so, 2 or 3 yards. Let's see what they call it officially. And this is, as we have said in the second half, time is definitely on Jal's side. With the lead, they need to maintain possession of the ball. But with the cold weather, we are now probably temperatures on the field probably about 18, 20 degrees maybe.
Easily.
And we're seeing some fumbles, some bad snaps. We're seeing the weather come into play here. And Jal just needs to take care of the football and try to dominate the time of possession here. Carillon back and pitches it to Lujan. Lujan looking for some room up the middle. Is not going to find
rip it out
any.
Of there, Texico.
Yeah, Texico is really trying to force a turnover. And they did it cleanly, no flag on the play. That's another thing we have not seen a lot in the second that we didn't see in the 3rd quarter. Didn't see any penalties. That 3rd quarter went by pretty quickly. And Alan, you had a really good observation about the 3rd quarter play.
It was played mostly 15 yards either side of the 50-yard line. Both teams stuck in the middle of the field. Tug of war, yeah.
Tug of war, back and forth, back and forth. So 34-13, 21-point lead by Jal. Jal with the football, 10:34 left to play in the game. Carillon takes the snap, keeps it himself, goes on the left side, finds a little bit of room, gets maybe about 4 yards. It was 3rd and 5. My apologies again. I did not have that. After the first down, I did not have the second down logged, but I do have that's third and 5. And Jal definitely needs to
first down.
Yeah, let's see if they.
You
think they're going to give it to him? They got the first down. They haven't changed the official score on the scoreboard yet. And they're saying roll the clocks and indicate a first down. But
Jal scores here. You can stick
see.
a fork in Texico.
Yeah, definitely. As Jal's close enough now to the end of the game, they can start to smell the victory. Carillon from the snap keeps it, looking for some room. Finally finds a little bit of a seam out of a block and maybe gets a couple of yards. I think that they just kept that on the board as 3rd and 5. They never did show that he had gotten the first down.
Yeah.
But
maybe it's the buttons are frozen and they can't change it. There it is.
So there we go. So
1st and 5 now.
Yep. Now 2nd and 5. 2nd and 5 now. So Jal kind of marching methodically down the field as they really need to do here. Just using the running game, eating some clock. Looking for another score, though. Carillon with a snap, a high snap, keeps it himself, runs up the middle, finds a little room. Then a shoestring tackle by Fuentes, I believe. Fuentes is the one who had him down. Kind of saves the day for Texico there, or delays the inevitable, one of the two.
Yeah.
As that stopped Carillon. He had nothing but empty field and the end zone in front of them had he gotten away from that. So he does manage to get through, and it's going to be 1st and goal from the 8-yard line. So 1st and goal from the 8.
Look how much time's already come off the clock,
right,
too.
just 8:30, basically 8:30 left to play in this game. And Jal can smell the victory, but it's not over yet. Carillon from the snap keeps it, runs up the middle, finds a seam, and he's in the end zone as he will score his 3rd touchdown of the game. A little 8-yard run puts the score 40-13. And in hand.
Don Meredith is singing now.
That's right. He is singing.
Turn out the lights.
That's right. As the Jal fans, pretty much knowing that this is looking like a state champion title for the Jal Panthers, the unbeaten Jal Panthers. Rodriguez will be back to try the point after. Try to make it 41-13. It's up. It looks good, and it is. So 41-13 is your score. After the 8-yard run, quarterback keeper. Jal 41, Texico 13, 8:24 left to play, and we'll be back in 30 seconds with more 2A state title game action in Texico on HobbsAmerica.com and Kicks 103.
Lasco Construction is a proud partner in education in Lee County. Lasco Construction is your hometown construction company. Lasco Construction encourages you and business owners to support Tatum, Jal, Lovington, Eunice, and Hobbs businesses. Buy as much as you can locally, which is why Lasco Construction always supports the youth of Lee County. Lasco Construction supports you. Call 393-9161 for all your construction needs. Support your community.
Delaware Water Company is a proud supporter of Jal Athletics. Delaware Water Company helps keep our drinking water clean and available by supplying water recycling services for our produced oil-filled water. Delaware Water Company loves being a part of the youth of the community. Their Panthers are hardworking students, and with hard work and dedication, they can accomplish anything. Delaware Water Company encourages you to come out to the games or view it on YouTube or HobbsAmerica.com. Delaware Water Company is a proud supporter of Lee County athletics and academics.
And Jal kicking off a kind of a little pooch kick, and that's touched by Jal, and then goes kind of wild. Let's see. It looks like Jal did manage to fall on it and keep it, but that ball, you made the observation earlier, is it's so cold here. The temperature on the field must be about 18 to 20 degrees, and maybe feel even colder with a little bit of wind. So the ball has been it's a little hard to hang on to.
The ball gets
hard. Yeah, because of the pressure in the air. And so cold air, cold ball, cold ground. You got to have cold hands, and it's just anything can happen at that point. So the ball, what seems like it's a sloppy play, I think it's not so much the players as it's just cold. It's just the weather. So Texico with the ball, and a connection. A swing pass. Yeah, that was I like that little swing pass by Fig, connects. And now Texaco with the ball. 2nd and 16. However, it was a nice little pass and a connection, but you lost yardage
the
on
length of
it.
the pass was longer than the yards they gained on the play.
Exactly. That's like sometimes running 40 yards,
Right.
but if you're doing it from side to side, you don't go anywhere. So Texico 2nd and 16 now. 7:38 left to play. 41-13 your score. Jal with that last touchdown probably put the nail in the coffin for Texico and clinched the state championship. Oh, nice pass, though, as Fig connects on a pass to the right side, about a 20-yard pass, and caught. I didn't see the receiver on that. I couldn't see his my glasses are fogging just a little bit, sorry. And it's
passes,
a frozen fog at that.
They just get past your line of scrimmage
maybe
after
58,
all that.
did it say? Maybe Smith-Tay on that. Chase Smith really could be. So 3rd and 8 now as Texico trying to dig themselves out of that hole they were in. So 3rd and 8, and they'll go for it. Fig back in the shotgun. He's got a receiver downfield, and he is going to throw. He's and it looks like almost interception, but it's actually caught. Jal, I don't know how Norbert Cervantes did not intercept that ball. It looked like it was in his hands, and then Dalton Kane caught that ball. But man, you talk about Fig really threaded the needle. Nice throw, but a good reception, fighting through some good coverage by Jal for a complete pass. Move the chains. 1st and 10 for Texico. Texaco just playing for pride really at this point with 6:14 left to play. Not much doing as Fig tried to go to the right, or to Fuentes. Fig,
he's frustrated.
Yeah, he's frustrated. He just couldn't get anywhere. Jal just really sniffing that out.
And you just had a huge gain, and you got into Jal territory from up against your own goal line, and then on the next play, they shut you down, and he was showing his frustration.
The ball spotted about the 36-yard line. Fig back to pass again, going to his left, and he connects again. He connects with number 14, Dalton Kane, for that was about a 20-yard completion there. Well, it ended up being about 16, 17 yards, I guess.
Yeah.
So 1st and 10, move the chains.
And it keeps its drive alive.
It
which,
does.
as you mentioned, this is just going to determine what the final score is.
Sure. Playing Texico just proving that they're not giving up. They're still fighting, and they're still out here. They've been a good, solid team all season here, making it to the championship game. 41-13 your score, but Texico, and it's going to be a sack. As he was looking around, looking for a receiver. He had a couple of possibilities near the end zone.
That's a
but
coverage
big
sack,
number 60 for Jal came along. Trent Butts with a big sack takes down Fig, drops him for a loss. It's going to be 2nd and 18 now.
So it's 1 step forward and 2 back for the Wolverines.
Right.
And, 41-13 versus, say, 41-21, much more respectable.
Sure.
And that's why they're playing hard right now.
Exactly. They want to get another score on the board, and Jal wants to just pretty much contain them. And back to pass now, looking at a little screen, and he makes the connection. Fuentes catches it, hangs on to it, finds some room on the right, and runs for about 20 yards. So they're going to move it all the way to about the maybe 17-yard line probably. So it's going to be a 1st down, and from the 17.
Good-looking drive for these guys. And maybe they should have gone with this pass strategy a little earlier. it kind of has opened up the field for him.
And has proven that the cold is not stopping Texico. Now, look like a keeper, and he does, but he's still looking to.
It's picked off.
Fig throws an interception as he was just trying to find somebody, and Lujan gets the ball for Jal, and finally he can't find any room forward, so he just slides down. So an INT. We were just bragging about the fact that Texico had gone to the passing game and didn't seem to be affected by the cold. That was a direct result of really good defensive pressure by Jal on Fig, though, as he just unloaded the ball kind of unwisely and right into the arms of Lujan.
And if you're Lujan back there on defense, he did a great job keeping his eyes on the quarterback and reading where he was going. He knows it's desperation time, and he read it perfectly.
So Jal,
right there to intercept it.
3:45 left to play in the game, 41-13. Jal with possession now. And the ball, keep possession, keep it on the ground, and probably just kind of run the clock out. If they can keep moving the chains forward and keep it on the ground, it won't take long to play this 3.5 minutes, because the clock is ticking right now, and not much. I mean, certainly Texico has timeouts. They got 2 timeouts left, but you got to look at the wisdom of
and Jal
taking
does
those.
a really good job, no matter what the score is, of using up the whole play clock, which tends to use up the game clock.
True. Yeah, they don't hurry up to the line. They just stay kind of confident, deliberate, poised. So Carillon with the keeper off to the left, taking his usual, getting about 3 or 4 yards to the left. As the line doing their job, always doing so, and he's like a locomotive, man. You get him started, and he's just going to keep going.
I would venture to say, not having called all of their games this year, that he has more yards after he's been hit than he does before he's been hit.
Maybe he certainly has had that. That's the games that we've called, and watching him play is certainly his MO. He's just a strong young man, and of course, Jal has got several talented players. Yes, Carillon is big, but they rely on their line a lot. Carillon, the ball is out. That was either a bad snap or just kind of fumbled, and it's going to be a loss now. Jal maintains possession of the ball, but it's going to be 4th and about, 4. I was going to say 4. It's actually 6. I was close. 4th and 6, but they're pinned way back. I don't know if you're Jal. I think you go ahead and the clock is ticking. It's 1:50 left to play.
2,
and I think they just go ahead and probably kick the ball. We'll see. Because really you only have to we'll see what this is interesting. If they can get a first down, then that just seals the deal.
Done. Yeah,
you're done. You got to kneel it down a couple of times, and that's it. They're going to let the play clock. And they're going to delay a game.
The penalty to use time.
Exactly. They're just going to take the penalty, let the play clock run out on them. As I was just saying, as it ran out, it's got the play clock ran out, but they don't care because the clock keeps ticking. Well, now it stops. So it's going to be.
And there's still 4th down. They're probably punt from their own end zone
time
here.
And Carillon is back to punt. And Texico,
but they wisely just said, let's just use this play
Sure.
up.
And they did. Just took some more time off the clock. And so Texico has one receiver back. Carillon with the football. And he gets the punt off. It's a kind of a helicopter. It's going to take a big Panther bounce. And it'll be down.
That's a 46-yard gain just about from the spotty kick.
That was a 40, going to be spotted right at the 46, 47-yard line. And 1:22 left to play. And I think the Wolverines take one of their timeouts, the remaining time. Probably just a couple plays left. We'll see when we come back. We'll just keep it right here. We're so close to the end of the game. I think we'll just keep it right here. And then we'll probably do a very quick wrap-up after the game. So, but we'll keep it here. It looks like Texico coming out. Oh, they're running a quick offense. They came out from the timeout and did a quick set on the line. They pitched it out, gave it to Fuentes, and he got some forward yardage. So with 1:17 left, and he managed to get out of bounds, stopping the clock. So
they just
Texico,
are not going to go quietly.
No,
Texico.
they just are. They're here to. They got to admire that they're here to play from the first snap until the very last second runs out on the clock. They're going to give it their all. So it is 1st and 10.
Take back the pass.
And a pass to, and then that's passes down, and it is caught. And that's actually, they reversed that. Was that Fuentes actually throwing to the quarterback, which is Fig. So Fuentes, they snapped it to Fuentes. Fuentes threw. Fig received the ball and ran, and now they're going to spot the ball. It's going to be 1st and goal from the 8-yard line. For Texico.
Have tried everything. They did the hook and ladder. They've done the picket fence, which we just saw, a quick snap, and then a lateral to the running back. Running back throws to the quarterback.
Right.
They have used everything.
And now
it's a
little reverse and a throw into the end zone. So Texico is pulling out all the plays from the playbook just to put some more scores on the board. Playing for pride here with a minute left. They've now made it 41-19, and they have really gotten the admiration of their fans here as 41-19 with a point. Let's see, they're going to go after the point after the kick. And that is Tay Smith back to kick to try for the point after. And they're going to fake it, and it's not going to work as they're going to pull. No, that does. He managed to fight his way through and 2-point conversion. So I tell you what, Texico decided that they were going to try to make every second count.
At you that we can. And the kitchen sink, and they've done it. And that was the refrigerator right there carrying that one.
It looked like the refrigerator Perry. You're right. He does.
Huge kicker.
Good, a big guy. And then they faked it. Instead of kicking, he took it around to the right, ran it into the end zone for the 2-point conversion, and makes it 41-21 with 1:01 left to play in this game. It is going to be a victory for the Jal Panthers, but I tell you what, Texico throwing as Alan said, every play in the book. They threw everything at Jal except the kitchen sink and did it successfully. Good execution on these plays.
You ever see the movie Star Trek, The Wrath of Khan?
Yes.
Ricardo Montalban. At the end, he's dying. I spit at you.
Yes, I spit at thee. I spit at thee.
I spit my last breath at you.
Yes, that's right.
That's what Texico's doing here.
And they are. They're just not going down. They got fight to the very end, but Jal playing very confident, very poised within themselves. They know they've got the victory. And so it'll be, and what do you bet? An onside kick, Texico?
Sure.
Yep, sure enough. A little kick. It's going to go 10 yards for sure. And Lujan is going to fall on it. A little kick up in the air. He falls on it.
He was a little slow to get up, but he's okay.
Yeah,
I think he was savoring the moment.
I think so. I think it was the last time might be the last time he has his hands on that ball in the game, because 59 seconds left here as Jal with the ball, and 41-21 on the board. It's really, they could just take it and kneel twice.
That's what they're going to do.
They probably just kneel it twice and run the clock out, as I imagine says yes. Is victory formation for the Jal Panthers.
That's why Lujan did that. We did it, he was thinking.
Yeah, that was it. Lujan, that was the last time he was touching the ball in regulation play and in the season, and he was thinking a little
state
celebration.
Championship was theirs there.
He sealed the deal. So one more kneel down in victory formation will run the clock out as Carillon comes back under center for what will be the final time of this victorious season for your Jal Panthers, unbeaten, and they win the state 2A championship with a 41-21 victory over Texico here in Texico. Congratulations to the Jal Panthers.
Everybody in Lee County certainly proud, and we're all one big family, and congrats to Jal. They ran the table, Don. Not only to win the thing, but you're undefeated.
Unbeaten. That's quite an accomplishment because they definitely, Texico gave them all that they could handle earlier in the season. They won that game against Texico. I think, 41-35 was the final score, 41-34. And now here in this one, Jal scores the same, 41 points. Texico cannot, even despite a final touchdown in the last couple of minutes of this game, it's still a victory for the Jal Panthers. So congratulations to Coach Giles, his staff, and to the players.
Now the celebration really begins. Look at those guys.
Oh, it's
doing
great
the dance now.
Great to see them. They knew that the second half, once they got another score or two on the board, they pretty well knew that they were going to be state champs. But now it's official. And of course they're out gathering. And they will do there will be a trophy presentation here as the victorious Jal Panthers will take their trophy after an unbeaten season, defeating Texico here.
Texico can be proud. The runner-up trophy is not the one you want, but you had a really great year to get to where you are, to finish second.
And they did. And actually, Southeast New Mexico should be very proud. We had 3 teams in the playoffs, 4 teams actually in the playoffs in this one from Southeast New Mexico in 2A football. So a very strong district and a very strong showing. So Texico, really a lot to be proud of. But congratulations to the Jal Panthers. And any final thoughts about this game? Alan,
it
Scott?
was a pleasure to do it. It was a pleasure to work with you, Don. Big thanks to all of our sponsors. And I'm glad I got to see part of Jal's perfect season because I kept hearing about it while I was busy covering Tatum.
Right.
And we got to witness this thing, and that's always great. And I got to call the one last year against Eunice.
Right.
This year they win it, and that's great. And a big thanks to the folks in Jal for listening tonight on Kicks 103 and on the internet.
Yes, we certainly appreciate all of the folks who couldn't make this trip, who are listening and watching. Of course, there was no actual video to watch, but you might have been listening to it, watching the score bug, and in the comfort of your warm living room.
Thanks for reminding me how cold we are.
It has definitely been a very cold game. This is one of the coldest games that I've called from the stands, not from the sidelines, but from here, from outside the media booth here in Texico. So we do say a big thank you to all of our sponsors one last time. Lasco Construction, Delaware Water Company, Fulco Trucking, Jal Clinic, City of Jal, Lavelle Insurance, Nana's Cafe, Panther Energy, Quality Transport, Panther Drive-In, Woolworth Library, the Jal Schools, Mike Guerin State Farm Insurance, and IPS. And the horns that you hear
they have truck horns. Those are truck horns. Yeah. They're firing off. You can hold them in your hand.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
They're kind of like a 3-barreled kind of thing.
The horns you hear are for the trophy, the runner-up trophy presentation to the Texico Wolverines, and now the Jal Panthers are gathering at the middle of the field, and they will have, because they're taking pictures now of the Texico team, and I believe then they'll have the trophy presentation, the championship, the 2A championship trophy, which means a lot, especially to the seniors on the Jal team who are going to be leaving at the end of this season. And those seniors, by the way, are Jacob Lujan, very important in this game. Connor Andre also with a very good game. He scored a touchdown off of a reception in this game. Lujan had a couple of touchdowns. You had Alexavier Carillon, who is a senior, and he had just an amazing season and a great game to cap things off here. Uli Cervantes is a senior. Ethan Sandoval, also a good game tonight. We called his name several times. Fernando Rubio. Isaiah Rodriguez, the kicker, who also was good and strong on defense tonight. Alan, we have Gerardo Bustillos, also a senior graduating Angel Franco. Trent Butts, again, had a good game. The defense of Jal has been a juggernaut all season, and they really showed up here tonight as well. Brandon Goss, a senior, and then Priscilla Montoya, a manager, also a senior. So, Jal, those players particularly are savoring the state championship. Nothing better than being a senior and winning a championship in any sport. But coming so close last year and losing to Eunice in the final game, this has been a comeback, a payback, an avenging year for Jal.
It absolutely has. And you see the blue confetti going up. And the thing that I really like right now is everybody who came from Jal is now down on the field to celebrate with the team.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's great. Great to see this. Congratulations again. And thank you, by the way. I think we'll go ahead and get things wrapped up so that we can get unhooked and then, thaw out and maybe get out of here in a few minutes. Oh, it is a very cold one, but we thank you for being patient, for listening to us. We had a good time. This was a good game. Even though it seems like a runaway score, this was a pretty good game, an exciting game. Texico made that game. It was competitive and a fun game to watch. So hats off to the Texico folks. It's been a good experience here. And, of course, big congratulations again to the Jal Panthers. We certainly hope that all the Jal folks who traveled will be safe and get home safely tonight. Well, I thank Evie Stuber for producing and engineering, and a big thanks again to all of our sponsors. And thank you for listening. You've been enjoying the State 2A championship game won by Jal. Final score 41-21 here in Texico. I'm Don Morgan with Alan Scott saying so long and congratulations again, your 2A football champion, Jal Panthers. Good night, everybody.
Thank you for listening to Jal Panther Playoff Football on Kicks 103. Tonight's game was brought to you by IPS Incorporated, Mike Guerin State Farm Insurance, the Jal Schools, the Woolworth Community Library, Panther